Desi Martinez Promotions presents a fighter's first showcase. Brought to you by Quintana Rum. Live from the beautiful Boeing Center at Techport in San Antonio, Texas. Get ready for an exciting night of world-class boxing. A Desi Martinez promotion.
We welcome you back to the Boeing Center here at Techport in San Antonio. Carolina Teague, the champ, Jessie James Leha. We're guessing that you may not have been with us through the entirety of the broadcast. As we talked about right before the break, Freddie Roach, the legendary, yes, that Freddie Roach, in attendance. He's training one of the fighters here in the main event coming up next, Mr. Gio Cabrera. We talked about Freddie, ran a piece at the beginning of the broadcast. If you saw it, awesome. In case you didn't, because you're joining us late, here is the legendary, the one and only, a piece on Mr. Freddie Roach.
In the heart of Los Angeles, there's a place where dreams are born, champions are made. It's called the Wild Card Boxing Club, and at its helm stands Freddie Roach, a man whose name is synonymous with greatness. For decades, Roach has been a beacon of hope for aspiring boxers, a mentor whose wisdom and expertise have transformed countless lives. One of Roach's most significant contributions to the sport was his development of the peekaboo style of boxing, flashed with the ferocity and agility of boxing legend Mike Tyson. This innovative approach revolutionized the way fighters approach the sport and solidified Roach's reputation as a master trainer. From Manny Pacquiao to Miguel Cotto, Roach has molded champions with his unique blend of discipline and dedication. And now, a new chapter in Roach's storied legacy is about to unfold. Gio Cabrera, under the watchful eye of his legendary mentor, steps into the ring to face off against Ricardo Quiroz, a clash of titans, a test of wills between two warriors hungry for victory. And at the center of it all stands Freddie Roach, a living legend whose legacy is etched in the annals of boxing history. The legend continues. This is more than just a fight. It's a testament to the power of perseverance, the triumph of the human spirit. This is the legacy of Freddie Roach.
Alrighty, so back here, Freddie Roach, the one and only Freddie Roach. A story worth telling anytime. In fact, we're telling so much that our fantastic production crew, Wick Productions, here putting on this broadcast, Bo Wick, the head of it. We've got young man Grady, young man Sean, ringside here helping us with all the technical aspects. Cole's in the control room. Great staff there at Wick Productions. And Bo, ever the producer, was like, wait a minute, you ran the Freddie Roach piece, but now we're going to go backwards and show the highlights of the Justin Figueroa? Bo, that's a great question. But we do want to wrap up that Justin Figueroa fight because it's worth noting. He's a young man who is now 7-0. And even though he didn't get the knockout, it's the kind of fight, I think, that can help him long-term champion, that now he has one of these fights under his belt. So without further ado, Bo, let's show him those highlights of the fight that led off the second portion of the main event. Justin Figueroa taking on a very game Christian Aguirre. Figueroa, moments like that really dominating this fight. He was getting inside, busy, landed a couple of good shots. Aguirre, though, refusing to go down.
Refusing to go down. And he went down a few times, but he was pushed down a few times, and they took a point off Justin. But very entertaining fight. No quit in both fighters. That's something you love to see. It was a tough fight for both guys.
And Carolina, as you were talking to Justin inside, as you were making your way back here, I was commenting to the champ about how impressive he was and how polished he was in terms of thanking DMP, Desi Martinez Promotions, for putting this on. Make sure to give props to his opponent, Christian Aguirre, for being a Mexican warrior. Thank San Antonio. very, very polished in the way he handled victory tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I think one of the centerpieces of being a legendary boxer, especially in the future, is you have to be able to talk. I think a lot of people say that that's not important, but a lot of big promoters, if you want to be with Top Rank or any other big, huge promotion in the future, you have to be somebody that is able to be personable, somebody who's able to talk, and he just knows all the right things to say in the ring, and it was a successful win for him. It went the distance. I'm excited to see what he has in store for his future.
Yeah, no one knows more that than the champ here, two-time world champ, in terms of the importance of, once you get to that stage, capitalizing it, right?
It's called marketing, right?
It's called marketing.
Marketing.
It's called marketing. It's how the career goes from here to here, and it's just kind of a different stratosphere. Speaking of marketing, the young man who's fighting next, Gio Cabrera, the headliner in tonight's fight, 21-1 coming in. Of all of the fighters on the card tonight, he is the one that you most look at, world ranked, and go, okay, that guy is a guy who we're going to see and have seen on a certain stage. And so, champ, I'm just curious, your expectations here as he gets set to take the ring against Ricardo Quiroz.
I think we're going to see a difference in how a real boxer boxes. This guy's clean. He's fought with Pitbull Cruz. Went the distance with Pitbull Cruz. That's not an easy task. A clean boxer only has 7 knockouts, but this is what we're going to see is a true boxer to every point. Because you don't have to knock the guys out. You just got to outpoint them, like Mayweather. This guy's crafty. He moves well. Great defense, great chin. But this is the true sense of the word, the boxer.
And Carolina, I'm going to get your thoughts on what you expect out of Gio just momentarily, because right now, some insight, some more of the backstory of just who is the world-ranked fighter known as Gio Cabrera.
In the heart of the boxing world, a star is on the rise. Guided by the wisdom of legends, Gio El Cabron Cabrera, under the mentorship of legendary trainer Freddie Roach, and with the invaluable experience of sparring with none other than Manny Pacquiao, Cabrera steps into the ring against Ricardo Quiroz. The journey, a testament to the power and perseverance and the pursuit of greatness. With each training session, Cabrera embodies the teachings of Roach, channeling the spirit of champions past. His fists, honed to precision, carry the weight of dreams. Each movement a testament to the dedication instilled by his mentor. Having sparred with the iconic Manny Pacquiao, Cabrera has tasted the fire of greatness, learning from the legends of the game. His experiences in a ring with Pacquiao have forged him into a warrior, ready to face any challenges that come his way. The stage is set. Nestled here in the heart of San Antonio at the Boeing Center at Techport, where Cabrera's journey reaches its crescendo. It's more than just a fight. It's the culmination of years of dedication, sacrifice, and unwavering belief in oneself. Studying his opponent, Cabrera knows the challenge ahead is formidable, but armed with the knowledge imparted by Roach, he stands ready to leave his mark on the sport of boxing. As Gio Cabrera enters the ring, he carries with him the lessons learned from the greats. In the words of Freddie Roach, believe in yourself, work hard, and anything is possible.
And as we welcome you back right here to Boeing, Carolina, your expectations here. We just heard about Gio Cabrera taking on Ricardo Quiroz. What you expect from our headliner tonight?
I expect to see a great fight. I think Gio's a great fighter, and he has a nice chin. You saw that in his fight against Pitbull Cruz, and that was a split decision. He just came off that fight, and he's looking to prove himself to come back on top of major cards. So I expect him to come out to give everything he has here at DMP Boxing, so he could possibly move upwards and onwards to major cards again in the future.
You guys both mentioning that fight against Pitbull Cruz, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, that came in July, a fight in Las Vegas, the T-Mobile Arena, a fight that Gio lost by split decision.
Yes.
As you mentioned, champ, going the distance, not easy to do against Pitbull Cruz, but he was able to do it. That the only blemish on his mark, but I think it speaks to the quality of fighter. If you're going to get beat, You want to get beat by a guy like that.
Not only that, it was a split decision.
Split decision.
So it was a really, really close fight. Could have gone either way.
Could have gone either way. At least one judge gave it to him.
Yeah.
Another judge could have. We've gone through 6 bouts so far, guys, including the 2 other ones on the main card. If I kind of ask you just offhand, what stuck out to you to this point through these first 6 bouts? It doesn't have to be just the main card, but these first 6 bouts, what would you say is the thing that sticks out to you the most?
I think with 6 rounds, it's just they were all evenly matched. Great. I have to tip my hat off to the matchmaking because it was a great matchmaking, very good fights, all entertaining as well. And so I have to tip my hat off to whoever's doing the matchmaking because it was really good.
Yeah, good matchmaking indeed. Carolina, when we look at these first 6 fights, your takeaways, main takeaways.
Main takeaway is the exact same thing. This is a great matchmaker. You really don't come across a lot of fights where the undercards usually have entertaining things like knockdowns and stoppages and things of that nature. But then when you get to the main cards, everything went the distance. And then you saw the showboating, the entertainment piece of it. It's actually been, the person who put the card together did an incredible job. And I'm excited for the main event. That's the main thing.
The main event is next. And so, with that, we're going to take one more break. It's a short one. When we come back, the main event. Gio Cabrera, trained by Freddie Roach. We're back right after this.
Welcome to the enchanting world of Quintana Rum, the pride of the Mexican Caribbean. For generations, we've upheld the sacred tradition of crafting premium rum that captivates the senses and transports you to paradise. With Quintana Rum, patience is our virtue. Each drop is aged for 5 years, infusing it with rich spices, subtle notes of coffee, and the pure essence of Mexican sugarcane. It's time to savor the taste of paradise. Quintana Rum. Choose your spirit.
Back here at the Boeing Center, Techport, that is El Conejo, Ricardo Quiroz, entering the ring. One half of tonight's main event. Ricardo coming in 13-3, fighting out of Oxnard, California, out in SoCal. And Ricardo, a young man who's coming in looking for what would be an upset. El Conejo walked to the ring by his trainers Edgar Quiroz as well as Eduardo Era Sanchez. And now, the entrance of his opponents. Young man who comes in with a record of 21-1. Set now for moments away. We're going to see Gio Cabrera.
Proudly presents a spectacle of titanic proportions. Behold, as the gates of destiny swing wide, revealing 2 champions. Dos campeones.
As we await Cabrera to come into the ring, can tell you that Quiroz coming off a loss to Delonte Johnson. Before that, he knocked out Gabriel Smith. A unanimous decision loss to Rohan Polanco before that. Before that, a win by unanimous decision against Martin Leon Morales. He had a technical KO against Jesus Rendon Salomon. Before that, a loss to unanimous decision against Jermaine Ortiz. All in all, when you add it all together, 13 wins, 3 losses, as mentioned. Ricardo Quiroz, this would be the first knockout of his career. Tale of the tape. Gio, 29 years old. Quiroz, 3 years younger. Give Quiroz the height advantage as well. He comes in at 5'10" compared to Gio's 5'9". They both weighed in at an identical 137 yesterday at the official weigh-in at Smoke Barbecue and Sky Bar. Hear the anticipation building as Gio gets set to enter the ring. We talked about his recent loss to Pitbull Cruz. Before that, a perfect 21-0, including wins against Gabriel Flores Jr., Elias Damian Araujo, Rene Tejas Giron, Joshua Hernandez, Luis Poroso, Ricky Dule, Antonio Escalante, Headley Scott. 21-0 before that loss to Pitbull Cruz back in late July this past summer. Gio keeping these fans in suspense. Prepares to make his entrance. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois. There he is. 21-1, Gio Cabrera. Freddie Roach now climbing into the ring. Right next to Gio as we get set. The referee for tonight, he's been the referee for all 7 of tonight's fight, Tyrone Parker.
Tyrone Parker's been putting some overtime, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Every fight.
He is over checking Gio. Freddie Roach to his right. To his left, to my right of Gio Cabrera. As we get set for the main event, and here is our announcer, Humberto Lopez.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Damas y caballeros, and fight fans from around the world, welcome to Boeing Center at Tech Court in beautiful San Antonio, Texas, the city of champions, la ciudad de campeones. This 10 rounds lightweight division fight is brought to you by DMP, Desi Martinez Promotions, in association with Fighters First Management. This is sponsored by Quintana Rum. From the land of the Jaguars, we are the rum of the gods, Quintana Rum. Your judges for tonight, Wilfredo Espiron, Angel Mendez Ramos, and Joe Calvi. And your referee for tonight, Tyrone Parker. Fight fans, welcome to the main event. It's going to be a battle in San Antonio.
introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is currently ranked number
40 in the United States with a record of 13 victories and 3 losses with 7 wins by way of knockout. He is weighing in officially at 140 pounds. From Oxnard, California, Ricardo Conejo Quiroz. And his opponent in the red corner, he's weighing in at 137 pounds. He is currently ranked number 6 in the United States and number 11 in the world. He is trained by the legendary Freddie Roach. His current record right now, 21 victories and 1 loss with 7 wins by way of knockout. From the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, please welcome Giovanni El Cabron Cabrera.
As Ricardo Quiroz and Gio Cabrera make their way to the center ring to meet with referee Tyrone Parker. You may have noticed Tony Gonzalez. Yes, that is U.S. Representative Tony Gonzalez in the ring with Desi Martinez, the head of Desi Martinez Promotions, also the head of the Desi Martinez Law Firm right here in San Antonio. Freddie Roach climbing out of the ring as Gio Cabrera set in a stance, ready to go, set for the main events here on the headlining card. There's the bell, and we're off and running.
Oh,
Fireworks early. Cabrera looking to throw that left hand.
they're both trying to end this fight quick,
Yeah.
but they only have 7 knockouts each.
Both came in pretty much guns blazing. And one of the interesting things you said earlier, Jesse, was that the city of Oxnard has a lot of talent coming out of
Yes,
there.
they do.
that's exactly what Ricardo had explained to me. He's from Oxnard, California, and he said what inspired him to be in boxing was watching Oscar de la Hoya versus Fernando Vargas when he was a young child. Vargas is a legendary boxer out of Oxnard, and he said, if that guy from Oxnard can do it, so can I. So it's interesting you mentioned that, because he has a lot of love for the city of Oxnard. And yeah, the inspiration with Fernando Vargas is something that motivates him to be in the ring.
After the early haymakers, both fighters kind of settling in a little bit. Tyrone Parker warning Gio, hey, nothing to the back of the head. El Conejo, Ricardo Quiroz looking to get inside. There's Gio keeping him at bay. Gio there in that center of the ring, trying to find his way. Now he's got Quiroz against the corner. A couple of lefts and then a right, neither connected.
Good right hand.
Quiroz does connect with that right hand.
So Gio being a southpaw and going forward, it's going to make it very tough for Quiroz to outbox him. It's hard to box a southpaw that moves forward.
That's the style for Gio. Quiroz.
Another southpaw that Freddie Roach trains that's very aggressive and moves forward is Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
And so now you know why it's tough to fight a southpaw who moves forward.
And especially a southpaw who's trained by Freddie Roach as
Exactly, yeah.
I don't necessarily think that people should see his loss against Isaac Pitbull Cruz as a big deal, because that's one of the best fighters currently in the sport of boxing at the moment. And this is Pitbull Cruz, somebody who went the distance with Tank Davis, and he lost by split decision. So
Yep.
this is a fighter who is very polished and looking to make his impact back into the major cards.
You see Cabrera very careful here as we go into the final 10 seconds of round number 1. Very technical early on as we're down 1 round of a scheduled 10. Our main event here is scheduled for 10 rounds between Ricardo Quiroz and Gio Cabrera. Champ, initial thoughts here on what we just saw in these first 3 minutes.
Well, I mean, Giovanni moving forward the whole time is going to give Quiroz a lot of trouble throughout the fight. He needs to do something, back him up and take the southpaw. I always say it's an advantage that all fighters have over right-handed fighters in southpaw, because we don't see them enough. They see right-handed fighters every single day. We don't see them. We don't fight them. I only fought 1 or 2 in my career, and I had 57 fights. So it's very difficult to fight a southpaw, especially a southpaw who's aggressive. Hence Manny Pacquiao as well.
And you saw on your screen there the highlights of round 1 as we're back in live action here to start round number 2. Cabrera has Quiroz there in the corner. Quiroz trying to back away. Cabrera not letting up. Couple of lefts there, hitting the arms. Gio, as mentioned, not a whole lot of power for those 21 wins. The champ mentioning the 7 by knockout.
But he just has a pestering jab. You can see it right here.
And that was actually his game plan coming into this fight. He said that he was working behind his jab, having a lot of combinations, and he thought that his jab was going to be the edge for him in his fight, and that is his strength.
We always say, and I always tell my fighters or people that I train, is that the jab is the key to open all doors. It's the most important punch in boxing.
And it's interesting because it's not the sexiest punch, right?
Yeah,
but,
you don't knock anybody out, but it just sets everything else up after that.
Everything else up.
Think of Larry Holmes, think of Sugar Ray Leonard, think of Muhammad Ali, think of Floyd Mayweather. They all have great jabs.
Now, it's not the sexiest punch, but Champ, would you say that it might be the most fun punch to do?
Well, it's not fun. It's just it's tiring, but it's the most important for sure.
Not to mention, it's got to be pretty fun when that right hand over somebody knocks somebody down.
Yep.
That's got to be a great feeling.
The jab sets up the right hand, sets up the hook, sets up the uppercut. It sets up everything. I always tell guys, the guys who jabs the most in the fight usually wins. And look at the right jab. He's going to throw the right jab.
And it
Pop,
seems
pop,
like
yep.
Cabrera has a lot of control, keeping him outside of the ring, or out in the outside of the ring. And just seeing how clean he fights just is a testament to his training underneath Freddie Roach.
With Freddie Roach. This is true boxing. It's not slugging, it's called boxing.
Yeah, Cabrera putting it on display, showing us there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, in the earlier rounds, we saw a lot of showboating. We saw a lot of
haymakers and
yeah,
everything,
a lot of punches that looked a little bit messy, but this has been really clean, and it seems very strategic and tactical, which is, like you said, boxing in its purest form.
I noticed, Champ, that Cabrera's open a lot of times here as he looks to mount an attack. How much of that has to do with the fact that the Conejo probably hasn't seen very many left-handed fighters?
That could be it too, but I'm sure he sparred with the left-handed fighters to get ready for this fight. But it's just that he has even though he looks like he has his hands down, he has a great defense because Pitbull Cruz could knock him out or hurt him. And he went the distance with Pitbull Cruz. Not everyone does that. So he just has a knack for getting out of the way from punches. It has a good sense of timing and movement.
Carolina, as you look at these first two rounds, your initial thoughts? We've talked about Cabrera, very clean fighter, very polished, a boxer in the truest sense. Your takeaway here from what we've seen in these first 6 minutes?
This has probably been the cleanest fight that we've seen all night, that's a testament to Gio Cabrera being trained by Freddie Roach, but also too Ricardo has been doing a great job fighting very cleanly as well. This fight has been very strategic, clean, but I do see that Gio is he has a game plan and he's implementing it really well, being able to keep Quiroz on the outside and just tactically working him and landing those punches.
There's the bell for round 3 of a scheduled 10. Cabrera looking to come in.
See, like for me, I'd rather see this all day long than over knockouts and slugging.
Yeah.
But people love the knockouts and slugging because that's the train wreck, right?
Yes.
But I love the country road, the ride, the fast race car going down the street. This is what these guys are doing. It's pure boxing. It's the art.
Cabrera here landing a couple inside. Quiroz coming right back at him, staying in that middle of that ring.
And Quiroz, too, his corner is filled with people that have been by his side since he was the age of 8. And he has his dad, Coach Blue, and Oswaldo Quiroz. They're taking this fight really seriously, and they are big on loyalty. So it just shows that both of these men have great people in their corner, and that's showing with this fight.
You can see the defense that Giovanni has. He just has great defense inside. He doesn't get hit clean, even though his hands are low, but he doesn't really get hit clean. That's just the timing. The sense of timing of getting out of he got caught with the uppercut.
Quiroz got him there with the right hand. You jinxed him, champ.
Yep, I did. There's another left hook he got caught with. Maybe he should raise those hands, huh?
But in talking about that timing, I would imagine that's one of those things, kind of like speed. It's tough to teach. There's a natural instinctiveness to timeliness, or am I a little bit off there?
No. Well, it's also being young and getting out of the way and practice. You practice this in the gym all the time. You know, when I was I had great defense in my career, but when I was 38 years old and still fighting, I could see the punch coming, slip out of the way, and still get hit.
Yeah.
So I wasn't that fast anymore. That's when you know it's time to get out of the ring.
Father Time's the one undefeated thing in this world.
Yep.
Cabrera here has Quiroz against the ropes. Quiroz with a left hand that catches, gets his corner excited. Uppercut missed, left hand connects. You can hear the Quiroz corner just to our left, excited. This easily Quiroz's best round.
Yep.
Encouraging him with rings of Vamos, Vamos. Family out of Oxnard, California, as mentioned moments ago.
Suddenly, Quiroz is throwing those body punches and getting Giovanni's attention.
There's the bell to end round number 3. And I want to take us back to something we talked about a little while ago. When we were watching some of those fights, it ended in 52 seconds and a minute and a half.
Yeah.
We talked about how those were the fights that just the common San Antonian, tío, primo, father-in-law. It's like, hey, that's boxing. This is boxing.
This is
boxing.
Yes. Mayweather's boxing. Ali. Mike Tyson does boxing as well too, but it's everyone wants to see that because it's a train wreck, right? Oh, let's watch the train wreck. Boom, it happens.
Yeah.
People love that.
Yeah.
But the artists love the art too. I love the art of boxing.
Hey, Carolina, putting you on the spot here. Your champ talked about how he'd much rather see this than the knockouts. You agree, or would you much rather see the knockouts where folks are flying all over the place?
I like knockouts. I like to see knockouts. I love the art of boxing just as much as anybody else, but nothing makes you feel like you got your money's worth than seeing somebody get knocked in the face and seeing them face planted right into the floor. That is what I live for, and those are the fights I love. I have to be honest. But, these types of fights,
watch that lady. She's going to slip and she's going to fall. Watch.
But these type of fights are just as entertaining. Like the card that we've seen tonight, we've been able to see a little bit of everything. This is honestly, though, the perfect type of main event. This is for people who love the art of boxing. And you are really getting your money's worth when watching something like this, because both of these fighters are giving it their all. And I love the timing of this fight, the pacing, and how they're both really strategically putting in the best effort possible.
You could see the thinking. You could see the thinking that they're doing right before the punch or before they move out of the way. You could see everything is so calculated, but it's happening so fast. It's like a computer in your head that already knows I'm moving to my left because he's throwing the right hand. I'm moving to my right because he's throwing the jab, and I got to counter. All that's happening instinctively.
And
left hand, right hand there by Quiroz, Carolina.
Yeah, and the thing is that it seemed like earlier on in the fight that Quiroz was having a hard time adjusting to Cabrera's southpaw stance, but now it seems like there seems to be a bit of a balancing out.
He settled in a little bit.
Oh, nice uppercut there by Conejo, connecting. You saw Gio's head snap back.
So I'm a No Sabo kid. What does Conejo mean?
Conejo's a rabbit.
Okay.
El
I thought
conejo.
it was Cornejo with the R, no?
No, he's el conejo.
Oh, okay, but it's still a rabbit.
He's el conejo,
okay,
yes.
Got it. Okay.
El conejo.
How about for the No Sabo kids out there? Cornejo is a rabbit.
I call us the watered down generation.
Yeah.
We're a little bit watered down. Spanish isn't what it used to be in terms of the knowledge as the generations go forward. Speaking of going forward, here's Cabrera lunging, connecting with that left hand. Not a whole lot of damage. Quiroz bouncing right back. A lot of talk about the technical aspect of the sport. It's as Cabrera here takes a shot at the left, right uppercut miss for Quiroz. Talk about the technical. Oh, a left hand there by Quiroz. I don't know if he really connected.
So one thing, the right-handed fighter finds successful in a ring against a southpaw is a straight right hand or a left hook, even a right uppercut. But it's just different punches, either straight down the middle with the right hand or a left hook. So you'll see him throwing straight right hands or hooks. That's how he's in one throw.
Both fighters are exchanging. Quiroz coming at him, trying to finish the round strong. All right. I got to ask it. We've now seen the last couple of rounds. When you look at these first 4, champ,
you see the tide changing a little bit, right? It's changing now.
Yeah.
He's getting a little bit more confident in being able to hit him and he's just trying to move his head, but with his hands down. So he's getting hit more now. I always tell guys, keep your hands up just in case. It's insurance, right? Keep your hands up.
Quiroz, what I think was a second good round for him there in round number 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the beginning of the fight, they started off pretty quickly, but then as the fight's been going on, you've seen them the pace has kind of been a little bit steady throughout the whole entire evening. And you've seen a transition from Cabrera being kind of the dominant person in the fight to it's kind of been a balanced out. Quiroz has finally been able to adjust to the southpaw stance, and it's been a great matchup.
All right, we're into round 5. It's a scheduled 10. Cabrera with that right-handed jab. Champ, go ahead.
So I don't want to, make it seem like this is always. I love this owning nothing. I don't love the knockouts or I don't love the brutality. I love that too, but I always, these guys are playing chess. The guys before are playing checkers.
Yeah.
The body shot, the right hand, inside. Just, you can see him thinking now. What am I going to throw? Am I going to throw straight left?
The sport even further, get to know exactly the difference between a sloppy fighter and a clean fighter, somebody who's trained by world-class trainers, and the difference between somebody trained by a parent. So, I mean, you see the differences drastically.
Quiroz's corner, happy about that last exchange as Cabrera comes right back.
Now, Quiroz said he is called the rabbit or the cornejo, if you will.
Conejo.
Conejo. I will get it right.
You'll get it right.
I will get it right.
Conejo.
Hector, I'm going to get it right one day. He said because he's really fast and he has really great footwork. And despite that, though, he's also actually a really patient fighter. So he feels like he has the best of both worlds.
So we're into the final 20 seconds here of round number 5. Combinations for El Conejo. Couple landing. Gio counters with a right.
I think Quiroz has been winning the last couple of rounds.
I was going to ask him.
Just by being aggressive. Backing
left hand
up.
There.
He's backing up Giovanni, and he's been winning the last couple of rounds.
Okay.
A little change of momentum here.
So we're through 6. Okay. If you're scoring the fight right now, champ, how do you have it?
I'm going to say 4-2 for Giovanni. 4-2 for Giovanni. But Quiroz is making a turn. I think the last couple of rounds I've seen a turn. He's landing better punches. He's calmed down, though. He's calmed down. He's not being too aggressive. So he's letting things happen. He's letting it come to him, and he's going to pick it apart instead of trying to make it happen, instead of forcing the action.
If Carolina is a judge in this fight, how do you have these first 6 rounds?
I'm just going to copy Champ's homework, 4-2. I'm just kidding. I think the last 2 rounds, though, I think they went to Quiroz, for my personal opinion, just because of the adjustments that he's made, and he's making them so quickly. And that just shows how great of a fighter he is. And he said he wants to go to the next level. You have to make those type of adjustments if you want to go to the next level. These fights have to be won if you want to take the next step and prove that you're ready for those big fights.
I mistakenly said 6. We're into round 6. We had the
Yeah.
5. We had the 5. So it sounds like you would have it 3-2.
3-2, yes.
3-2.
Yes.
I know you were trying to just comply with my math, so that's my bad math. That's my fault. As Cabrera's head snaps back there. Quiroz combination.
Well, I'm bad at Spanish, you're bad at math, and we all have our
You know,
downfalls in life.
I am terrible at math. I am terrible. As Cabrera now goes with the left, some sweat flying. Referee Tyrone Parker working every one of
fight.
tonight's 7 bouts.
Now, 10 rounds. At what point, champ, do you think that fatigue settles in? Is it contingent upon the type of fighter that is up?
Well, it depends on the fight. You train for these. You run, 7 to 10 miles a day. You train an hour and a half in the gym. You go through 10 rounds of sparring in the ring in training. So you get ready for this. So you shouldn't get tired. But a lot of times guys don't do what they're supposed to do and they get tired in the ring. It's like running a marathon. If you train for a marathon, you really don't get tired for a marathon unless you really, really push yourself. So if these guys go out of their comfort zone, they'll get tired.
Yeah, and based off of just the body language and facial expressions that I'm looking at, it looks like Quiroz does not look tired.
No,
He
they
looks
look good.
Yeah, they both look really good.
Yeah, they're good.
Both fighters throwing plenty of punches.
Yeah.
That hasn't been something that hasn't happened. If you think great defense, yes, that's been the case, but both fighters also throwing some.
Yep.
Very busy fight.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. That's what I keep saying. There's levels to this, what they're doing. And what the other guys want to get up to. They want to get to this level.
Both fighters have great corners. Both fighters have, you can hear from where we're sitting, Quiroz's corner supporting him throughout this entire fight. They're pretty loud, and he's taking their direction really well.
And like I said earlier, you hear that everything's going on. You hear the corner encouraging you. You want to help. You want to make them happy as well, and they're giving you good advice.
Both fighters now.
They try to right
Some
hands.
action there in the middle. Conejo ended up in Gio's corner right as the ring sounded, so makes a beeline to his own corner. And now we're through 6. So
that was a tough round. That was a close round.
That's a tough round to call.
That was a close round.
But you can see if, as a judge, you can see how potentially maybe that goes to Quiroz.
I'm sorry?
Can you see how that round may have gone to Quiroz if you're a judge?
It could have, because he finished strong at the end, and he had Giovanni in his corner. But it was a close round. I could call that one an even round.
So if that is indeed an even round, it still kind of makes this fight close in terms of
3-2-1. 3-2-1, one even.
And so, Carolina, as you look at these first, now we've talked about going through 6 rounds. What stuck out to you most about either Cabrera or Quiroz?
What stuck out to me the most is Quiroz being able to make the adjustments, listening to his corner, and utilizing his strengths to adjust. And that's something that you see when, any great fighter, they're able to adjust in moments like this. Fighting a southpaw is extremely difficult, but both fighters are putting on a great show.
He hits him with the right hand. The translator otra vez and hits him again. He's listening. I'm telling you, he's listening to his corner.
Yeah. For those who might not be as familiar with Español otra vez, is again, do it again. Conejo landing there with the left. Cabrera trying to answer. That's a shot that lands below the belt. Not intentional. At least I don't think so.
I don't see them doing anything intentional that would be bad, because they've both been fighting really well tonight.
Combination there for Quiroz. Cabrera right there, staying close. There's that jab. That left uppercut there, connecting. Cabrera now coming toward Conejo.
Yeah, he's putting pressure on him now, backing him up. I think Freddie Roach might have told him, you need to keep going forward because when you back up, you're getting beat.
Yeah, there's been a slight shift in the advantage in this round, so something must have been said as far as continuing to move forward because he wasn't doing this in the last round.
Yep.
Couple of left hands here for Cabrera. Then a right. Quiroz working inside.
They work well inside, both fighters.
There's Cabrera center the ring. We go under 45 seconds here in round number 7. Scheduled 10. Main event here at the Boeing Center, Techport, San Antonio. Fighters First Showcase, been a fun night. Fight card put on by Desi and Martinez Promotions. Sponsored by Quintana Roo.
Oh.
Cabrera. And then it's Conejo with the combination.
Nice left hook by Quiroz.
Quiroz's corner enclosing him to close, encouraging him to close.
Nice. Fans ready to live. It's a close fight. I had to give that round to Quiroz though. He's landing the bigger punches.
If you're Freddie Roach right now, champ, what are you telling Gio?
You got to stay a little bit busier. A busy left-handed fighter is a hard fighter to fight. You got to be busy and put pressure on your fighter. He's putting the pressure on right now. It looks like Quiroz is, and so I would tell my fighter, you got to change it. You got to make him back up because a right-handed fighter cannot do well against a left-handed fighter. Backing up.
Yeah.
But it's changed a lot. I see Quiroz doing a lot better, punching well, landing his punches, throwing the body shots, doing kind of what he wants in the ring.
A look at some of the action from that previous round as the champ takes us through it. Carolina, this fight a little bit closer than maybe you thought?
Absolutely. If I had to call the fight right now, I would say it'd be like a split decision with a slight edge to Cabrera because this fight, I wasn't expecting the adjustments on Quiroz's side so quickly, but we did see the changes being made on Cabrera's side as well. I mean, as Jessie said earlier, he's moving forward a lot more, and that's giving him a bit of an advantage. And now he's coming out a lot more aggressively.
Left hand lands for Quiroz, who then throws a right. That one misses.
That's what I was going to tell you. Giovanni, every time he comes forward, Quiroz always throws just a small little left hook and catches him almost every time. You'll see a left hook coming when Giovanni goes forward. That's a left hook right there. He throws it over his right hand. There's another one.
You can see their last names on their trunks, but just in case, Quiroz in the white with the black trim. Cabrera, the gold trim with the white dominant color there. Body shots by both.
Both fighters giving body shots. Both fighters staying aggressive.
Gio now starts going to the head.
There's that hook by Quiroz. Every time Giovanni comes forward, he gets hit with the left hook. Watch. Giovanni comes forward, he'll get thrown with a left hook.
And that's a good strategy to keep him at bay and to maintain his dominance if he wants to set himself apart for a win or possibly a win. He's giving that left hook to let everybody know that he's not going to let him just come forward and get the best of him.
He's going to catch him coming in with something. Here he goes.
We anticipate Quiroz coming in.
That? You see that?
He sure did.
They're thinking in there.
Left hand there by Cabrera. Now looking to throw a little bit more. He's got Quiroz in the corner. Quiroz uppercut misses.
Body shot by Quiroz.
Got him to the body with the left. Quiroz a lot busier right now in these last couple of minutes, but not a lot of those punches landing. Cabrera left.
Oh.
Right hand. That one did connect. And then Quiroz comes back with a right of his own.
Return the favor.
Another right.
Wow.
Things picking up here in the final 30 seconds, final 45 seconds.
Oh,
Gio come with the left, and now the combination. Gio left hand at close range. Combination, backing Conejo up. Conejo looked like he got hit with that left hand. Left hand there as both were separated. Bell to end round number 8. Most punches we've seen thrown there to end round number 8 in terms of thrown and connected. They actually landed.
Yeah. Very, very nice round. Tough round for both fighters. They both got hit. I saw Giovanni point at his ear right when he sat down, and what that usually means you got a busted eardrum. At least it happened to me a few times that the pressure of getting hit in the ear, it busted your eardrum. Because he touched his ear like maybe he busted his eardrum.
Well, as we see some of the highlights there from round number 8, any one of these punches could have been the punch that injured or caused at least the pain to Gio's ear.
And if it is a busted eardrum, and let's say that is the case, what would the game plan be for him to push through that?
You just fight.
Ignore it, try to block it out as best you can.
Yeah, try to ignore it,
Easier said than done, right?
Easier said than done, yeah. See his ear, how his ear is red?
Yeah.
It sure is.
I'm not saying that's what happened, but every time he comes in, he's getting hit with the left hook.
He is.
So I'm sure that one of those hooks caught him in the ear.
I mean, at some point, it would have to bother your ear,
Well, it knocks your equilibrium off. You get out of balance for a while.
Nice clincher. Cabrera now. That jab, that right jab is a lefty.
Oh,
Conejo uppercut.
Nice uppercut, yeah.
Gio continuing to go forward. Quiroz counters there, though. Left hand for Cabrera.
Oh, left hook.
Hand, a left hook there for Conejo. Giovanni continuing to move forward. There's an overhand right for Quiroz. Overhand right there misses.
There's that left hook. When he walks in, he gets caught with the left hook.
Both fighters continuously throwing punches.
Big sweeping hook by Quiroz.
By Quiroz.
Gio trying to back Quiroz down, but Ricardo not giving an inch.
And Gio is a more well-known name. He went up against Pitbull Cruz. He's trained by Freddie Roach, but Quiroz is not some guy that just came off of the street. He's been on big cards, Golden Boy Top Rank, and he is someone who's looking to establish his own name. So you can see that with the way he's fighting Cabrera tonight, just continuously throwing punches, that left jab, that left hook that you guys keep speaking about. It's showing his experience right now in the ring.
Final 30 seconds of the second to last round of a scheduled 10. See Cabrera ducking. On display, that good defense. Combination, Quiroz answers. Conejo there to the body.
Tough round. I think Giovanni was more aggressive in this round, staying busy, kept pushing Quiroz back. I like the fight because there's an even flow there. It's going left and it's changing. You see it changing.
Is it a pretty good assumption that we're seeing Gio move forward more often at the instruction of Freddie Roach?
Yeah. Here's the thing though. It's like Quiroz was doing so well the last 3 or 4 rounds, but they just turned that last round turn. And Giovanni picked up the pace because maybe Freddie said, you're behind, you're not winning, or you're behind, or it's a close fight. You got to do something. So he picked it up. There's a sense of urgency.
Here we go, round number 10. Did you think it'd get here?
I had a feeling it would go to the distance, just based off of the way both fighters explained their training styles and how unique they are. I expected it to go the distance, but I honestly am really impressed with how they're both so just smooth, how they're good fighters. They're able to make adjustments. This fight is everything that I've been wanting to see all night.
Neither fighter a big knockout artist.
Yeah, they both have 7 knockouts, so
yeah,
I felt it would go the distance.
Yeah, so the reality that we might be here, pretty much there.
Yeah, and in the last 2 rounds, the pace kind of picked up a bit. There was a moment in the first few rounds where everything slowed down, but things, as far as speed is concerned, started to pick up. There's a lot more punches being thrown, and it's just been really entertaining.
Quiroz, that right hand, been busy. Cabrera firing back, trying to get inside. Conejo being kept at bay there by that Cabrera jab. Inside of 2 minutes here in a final 10th round.
I think it's a close fight, and whoever finishes round strong wins the fight.
Okay. Important to note as we watch the final minute and a half. Cabrera looking to come inside. Quiroz, that right hand. Cabrera continually moving forward. Combination. Nothing landing solid there. Quiroz countering.
Oh, nice one too.
There's that cross. Gio with the left hand lunging forward. Gio getting some encouragement from some of the fans here at Techport.
Quiroz's corner, very loud, telling Quiroz to continue to throw punches.
Both fighters picking up the pace, as Carolina just mentioned. Cabrera doing so as well, going to the body. We're now inside of 30 seconds of this final 10th round. Quiroz up against the corner, the ropes, taking some shots from Cabrera to the face. Answering back. Now both guys connecting to the face. Final 15 seconds, Cabrera unloading. Quiroz fighting back. There we go, final bell.
Fantastic way to end the fight.
And a fantastic way to end the card.
What a fight.
All right. I'm going to put both of you on the spot.
That's a tough fight. And it's a very tough fight to pick a winner. I'm going to go with Giovanni. And I'm only going to say only for one reason. Because Freddie Roach. All the judges are human. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but they see Freddie Roach. There's a reason why Freddie Roach is in the corner.
Interesting.
That's my take.
I hear you. I hear you. That's great to hear because those are the things that you might assume.
But if I was judging, if Freddie Roach wasn't there, I'd go Quiroz.
Really?
Yes.
You think you won the fight?
I thought he did well. Especially the last 4 or 5 rounds, he did well. Close fight though, it was entertaining, great great fight. I love this fight. It puts you in that position like, who won the fight? I don't know. And you could say either one and be right?
Right.
But if I was a judge and judging, I see him in the corner, he wins. But if he's not there, I'd say Quiroz wins.
The starstruck / benefit of the doubt factor, if you will.
Yes.
Carolina prediction time. Who won the fight?
The pendulum kept swinging the entire fight, but I'm going to give it to Gio Cabrera for the simple fact that he started off strong and he finished strong. And, in the middle, it was kind of up and down. But definitely as far as strategy is concerned, who was better overall, I would give it to Gio Cabrera.
All right, so we'll see what the judges say. Had a couple of close calls tonight. We had some fights that ended as Carolina makes her way to the ring there to interview the winner. And I would say this is the first fight in which I think, Champ, when it ends, we're really not quite sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
It's
like,
just,
who won?
It was a great
There have
fight.
been some close fights, a couple of close fights, but you had a sense of who was going to win.
Yeah.
So here we go. The announcement for the winner, Roberto Lopez, in the center of the ring.
Judge Calvi scores it 98-92. And your winner by unanimous decision from the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, Giovanni El Cabrera.
Okay, Jam, I got to get your reaction.
Yes.
I don't want it to get cut off here as we go to Carolina Teague for the interview. So it looks like Carolina's standing by with Gio.
Yes.
You see Quiroz right in front of us, disappointed and rightfully so. But Bo, Carolina is in the ring with Gio. Let's take her live. I think Carolina's signaling there's microphone issues. And sure enough, we can't hear her.
Feels great to be back in the winner's circle. My last fight was versus Pitbull. It was a title eliminator. I just proved once again, no matter who you put in front of me, I'm game and I'm ready to kick some ass. We're looking for big things. I want to thank Desi Martinez for putting on this beautiful, beautiful event. All the beautiful people of San Antonio, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back to kick some more ass. Thank you.
What is the next step for you? What is the next step for you? What are your plans for the future after this fight?
Well, I'm looking at the biggest opponents in the lightweight division, whether it's another rematch with Pitbull Cruz. I want to send that ugly bastard a message saying we want the rematch. Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, anybody in the top 10 lightweights in the world I'm ready to face. So, this is just another step in that journey. I want to thank my team, Wildcard Boxing, Pepe and Freddie Roach, one of the greatest trainers of all time in my corner. Let's go.
Now, there were moments in the fight where Quiroz had made some adjustments, and in order to establish your dominance and come out with a win, what did your trainer, Freddie Roach, what kind of advice did he give you?
He just told me to be a little bit more patient, sit down on my punches. I started landing some real clean left hands and some really nice short forward jabs that was rocking him. And Quiroz, he was just a tricky, tough Mexican fighter. I take nothing away from him. He had some tricks up his sleeve, and he was very game tonight. So my hats off to him.
One last question. Now, you did mention Pitbull Cruz. You want the rematch, and you also mentioned Shakur Stevenson as well. If you had to pick, which one would you go for first?
Obviously, I want to eliminate that loss. Many people all over the scorecards and Box Azteca, Mexico, they thought I won the fight. All over across Europe, they thought I won the fight as well. So I just want to prove that that I can beat him once again.
Awesome. Thank you, and congratulations, Gio.
Thank you, San Antonio.
Thank you, Carolina. As that interview was wrapping up, Quiroz's folks in the corner walking behind us saying, Quiroz won. It should have been Quiroz. He won the fight. Want to get your thoughts on not only the decision going to jail, but a unanimous decision at that.
Well, it was a close fight, but the scorecards 97-93 or whatever it was so big of a gap. And it was really a 1 or 2 round fight. It could have been a draw, and I would have been happy with a draw for both fighters. But that was a big win for. The scorecards read differently.
Yeah, and for someone who didn't watch the fight, it's going to look like a lopsided victory.
Yeah, and we were here. We saw everything. We knew who was back. It was really a close fight. It wasn't what the scorecard said.
Wherever you are, we thank you for watching. We hope you've enjoyed a night of excellent boxing here at the Boeing Center, Techport, San Antonio. We say good night. Happy Easter, everyone, tomorrow, and we will see you next time. And this has been a Desi Martinez Promotions production.